How can the metaverse help people with disabilities? Welcome back to OG Crypto and NFTs. My name is Emmy. I am the producer of this channel. Today's our Saturday opinion piece, and I'm going to be covering how the metaverse can help people with disabilities, or I believe they like to be called able-bodied persons these days. Whatever you would like to call people who suffer from disabilities and or need mobility help, this is for them. So let's go ahead and jump right into the topics. I found an article here by the Drum. This was released earlier in the year, but I still think the information is very pertinent to today. So it says how the metaverse is making experiences more accessible for disabled and impaired people. One goal of the metaverse is to replicate the feeling of real-world connection by creating immersive virtual environments. But it may also make the internet more accessible to the more than 1 billion people who struggle to interact with digital content each day due to neurodivergence, disability, or other impairments. So now that we understand the scope of what we're talking about, I want to jump over to another article that's really going to dive into exactly how. So Brunel University has joined forces with Cambridge and Meta to explore how the metaverse can help people with disabilities in their everyday lives. So this is more breaking news. This came out this week, and basically it circles back to when the internet was invented in the 80s. It was seen as a game changer for how we communicate and share information. Today, the metaverse is hailed as the next big thing that will change our lives even more. So the metaverse, which is a mix of virtual reality and augmented reality, as well as 3D computer-generated environments, has the potential to give us superpowers and make the world a more inclusive place, especially for disabled people. So first, they're bringing up the social virtual reality. So there is something called a project called Social Virtual Reality, and it's funded by Engineering and Physical Sciences Research Council. It's $1 million project, and they're investing in how the metaverse can be made more accessible for people whose lives are impacted by age, illness, or disability. It's meant to research how the virtual world can be more inclusive and accessible to disabled people and help them overcome problems they face in the physical world. The researchers want to explore how the metaverse can be used as a tool to help level the playing field and give disabled people the same opportunities as everybody else. Oh, shoot, I'm sorry. Let me move my display capture so you guys can see exactly what's going on. I'm sorry. Okay, so now they bring up the topic of virtual mobility. So virtual mobility is used to describe how new technologies can provide an easily accessible alternative to regular activities that require a lot of mobility. Let's say you're wheelchair bound, or maybe you're elderly and use a cane, whatever. During the pandemic, many people have been using video conferencing platforms to work from home, take online classes, to avoid going in person places. So the metaverse is a perfect example of how virtual mobility can improve the lives of disabled people. And then they also break it down even further, saying that it can help people's social life. Obviously, it was meant to connect people. So if it's hard for you to get around physically in our world, the metaverse could be a very good way to supplement that. Obviously, it won't be the same as actual in-person, but I do think it would greatly help someone who is homebound feel like they're more connected. They're also bringing up the topic of education and how remote learning has become so popular. And there's even immersive technologies like VR that give disabled people access to higher education, delivered engagingly without physical attendance. And then work, we as humans adapt in a matter of days, and the pandemic showed us that. Nearly 85 people across generations see themselves performing a noticeable portion of their job in the metaverse. That's really cool. Could you imagine if I was talking to you guys in the metaverse on our channel instead of YouTube? Kind of interesting. Mainly, they want to circle back to the point of equal opportunities for all, and using technology to assist disabled, elderly, and all the people that need assistance with that to feel more connected, work, learn, socialize, all of it. I think this is really interesting and super cool. I hope we can continue seeing more technologies and companies focusing on this space. I know a lot of investors tend to focus on money making sectors, and this is more of the philanthropic, charitable. It's just cool. It's for people. You know, what are we without our other people? So this is really cool. Thank you guys for joining me. That is my opinion piece on how I believe the metaverse can assist people with disabilities. I'll be back on Monday to bring you more news in the crypto, Web3, and NFT sector. So I hope you will join me and have a great weekend.